What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. My name is Splattercat. Very happy to have you here today as we hang out for a little while to grow some weed. My name is Splattercat. I said that already. The forgetfulness, man. It's creeping in as I get older. Welcome to Weedcraft Incorporated, a game where we will run a grow-op together and try to make a bunch of money off of pain management leaf. Oh yes, this girl started without us right here. I don't know if she's like sending up smoke signals. She's using that J like a flare right now. Good God, man, the smoke coming off that thing. I don't know if I trust that. Should be like a... I don't think it's supposed to be black like that. You might want to... I don't know. Don't pass that to me. I think I'm good. I think I'll be all right. Let's go with a new scenario here. So they've sent me early access to this game. We can play the first scenario for right now, and in a couple days we'll be able to play the second one. So I hope you had a good time during your first year of business school, because that's the only one that you're getting. Turns out Dad was too proud to admit he was barely making enough money to pay for tuition. Then he got sick, and, well, now he's gone. Along with your MBA dreams. You're right where you started, in Flint, Michigan, living in your father's old house with Clyde, your intense, combative, free-thinking, anti-establishment, slightly paranoid younger brother. Bro, you could have just said pothead. You could have all-encompassed right there, excluding combative. You could have just been like, your pothead little brother is here, all right? Let's start it on off. I'm feeling these jams, though. This chill-fi is pretty dope. Music to do your homework to, if the internet has told me anything. Oh, well. Hey, welcome home, man. I wish it was under better circumstances, but there's really nothing we can do about Dad being gone. The one silver lining in all of this is that we got you out of that mind-bending academy. Masters of Business Administration. Maximum Brainwashing Association. Whatever. Yeah, well, I know you didn't want to drop out of school, but doing is better than learning. What do you mean? I mean, I've got a business proposal for you. Let me guess, it involves smoking a bunch of weed. Change the verb, and I think you've just about got it. Let me show you something. Alright, so we gotta go into our house, and let's check out our grow-op. Alright, so here we are. Jesus, did Dad know about this setup? It was a better alternative than the opioids and benzos. Opioids? Dad was using them? Well, the doctors prescribed him with Percocet and Oxy for the pain, but they screwed up his digestion and, well, his tolerance only kept climbing. A few months in, he was the shell of the guy that he used to be. That's why I started growing. Come on. With your head for commerce and mine for the shadier sides of the street, we could own this town's weed market. I was about to start a new batch. Let me show you how it works. If we want to keep the lights on here, we're going to need a lot of weed. All right. So we're already set up. We got to get ourselves some lighting. The lighting affects the temperature inside of the room and also the grow rate. We'll be able to get better ones a little bit later on, but for right now, we're kind of on like welfare lighting, so there you go. And we've also got the potted plants down here. We got to choose the strain that we have, which is Reggie at the moment. So we'll click on that. And then we got to choose the potting soil, which is basically just soil we got out of Mom's garden out back. So there you go. Reggie's all good to go. We can do the same thing over here. Bam. All nice and good. We got rid of the broken pots, and we put them into trash bags, apparently. I suppose that'll work. It's the best we got for right now. Listen. The Big Mac containers and whatnot, they help with growth. They add phosphates, okay? Don't question it. We're going to go ahead and throw that in right there, and then we plant the seeds. And we'll be off and running. So there's two factors that go into growing plants inside of here. We're going to need to water, and then we're also going to need to trim. It's called training, but technically you trim off all the branches that aren't producing buds or have weak leaves or anything else like that, gets rid of them, makes the rest of the plant stronger. So, we'll water, we'll trim, and hopefully when the batch comes out, it'll be the good stuff. Watering number 1 is good to go, so we'll go ahead and drop that on in there. As you can see, there's a little meter at the bottom. As we water and make the plants healthier, what'll happen is the red will go away, it'll convert into blue, and wherever the blue settles, that's going to be where our quality level is when the plant is fully grown. Let's get a little bit of the trimmings done over here. There we go, looking good. And after the trimming, they're going to be all ready for another watering. Don't worry about your quality too much at this point in the game. Doesn't really matter. We're not trying to grow like grade A, hydroponic, change the world type stuff. For right now, we are growing ridiculous ditchweed. So this is barely weed. It's basically hemp. But like, maybe someday. Maybe someday. When you trim the plant, you'll see that little meter down at the bottom that's green. So the dark part is how grown it is right now. And then the lighter part is the bonus that you're getting. So it'll actually mature like almost a month faster if you do well with your trimming. You just got to click and hold down until the meter fills up and you'll be good to go. I've often wondered, like, is it better to not trim if you've got a higher quality? So here's the thing, right? Trimming doesn't seem to affect the quality like at all in this game. It affects the growth rate. So what I was thinking is that, like, what if you wanted the plant to grow a little bit slower so that you would get more watering cycles? It's something that I haven't tested yet with higher quality plants, but it's something that I am curious about for later on in the game. For right now, our objective is to harvest 100 grams of weed, which is a grip. That's a decent quantity of ye old Sensi, but it's like, I guess 100 grams, it's around 4 ounces. It's in there. It's a bit. I mean, unloading that amount would be difficult unless you already have people like raring and ready to go, or if you're like the ultimate baller. If you're starting out fresh, like 4 ounces is a lot of weed to move. Like, that's, considering most people are going to be gramming it out in, like, you know, either gram bags, eighths, or twomps. Like, it's just like, it's a lot. For those of you that don't know, gram is the smallest that you would ever sell. People don't really sell under a gram. Like, that's not a thing. And then you've got like dime bags, which is usually just like a little bit here and there. Typically, it's a gram. You've got a 20 sack, which is basically 2 of them, or like an eighth, which is a little bit bigger. But anyways, terminology aside, I don't want to leave too many people in the dust, because I know there's a lot of people out there that are not down with this kind of stuff. I don't want to make you feel alienated. It's all good. People make different life choices. I went through a part of my life where I was smoking pretty much all day, every day, and I was very much into the life and the culture and, like, the people. You know what I mean? I came up in Sonoma, so it's a big part of the culture out there. But, like, it is what it is. I never felt like it was cool to, like, rip on people that didn't want to take a hit or anything else like that. Like, let people make their own life choices. It's all good. If you don't think it's something you're into, perfectly fine. If it is, as with all things, keep it in moderation. Because legit, I think South Park nailed it best when they talked about weed. Like, weed, it makes you okay with doing nothing, which sometimes is what you need, but other times it can really, really sabotage your life. So, you know, I get it. I don't want to make anybody feel left out, though, in this episode, because I know some people are not down with this, but it's just a video game. Have some fun with it. Manage your weed garden, grow some kind buds, and make a little bit of money for the family. Now, let's speed up time a bit. It's taking like months to grow this stuff. It's taking a hot minute, but then again, we got a while till all these plants are going to be mature, so we might as well speed it up. Well, actually, they're going to be good probably right at the beginning of April. Yeah, there we go. There's that good stuff. Let's go ahead and bag it on up. We'll be good to go. You're an orphan at 24 with half an MBA to your name. As you take stock of your life, you ask yourself whether the light you see is the end of the tunnel or Clyde playing with his phone. But while Clyde's schemes might be illegal, they do make money, and they aren't really hurting anybody. So there you go. All right, the harvest is in. It's time for us to trade all this green for other green. All right, let's do it. Let's light this candle. Don't worry, I talked to the homies down at the marketplace. It's safe there, and they're going to let you set up without any problems. If we can sell some weed, we're going to be on our way to a real business. So let's sell. And what we need to do is we need to go out to the city. We're going to set up a little, I guess we're going to set up on a corner. Like, they make it seem like you've got, like, a market stall, but you're just setting up, like, on a street corner, essentially, to, like, gram this stuff out the old-fashioned way. So we've got our public place right now. What we need to do is we've got one dealer spot at the moment. We can assign another one if we really, really want to, but it just kind of depends how much throughput you want to have. What we can really do out here is if we go to the sell menu, we can take the batch and we can drop it over here, and then we can appraise who's going to be buying it. And we've got vagrants over here and maybe regular Joes, but it seems like mostly vagrants. As of right now, we don't really need to adjust the price at all. It's pretty much at $8 a gram. It's pretty much exactly where it's going to be at. It's pretty low quality weed if it's going for $8 a gram. Typically, you'd be like in the 10 to 15 market unless you got like the homie hookup or you're buying in bulk, but it's all good. We'll leave that where it is. We'll let it sell, and let's get back to the business of keeping things moving. A couple more seeds in soil, and hopefully everything works out okay. We got to sell 150 grams of weed. That's a solid grip of bud right there to move. This guy's ready to go. He'll pay us $960. This guy wants 12 grams, so we can go ahead and unload that for 96 bucks. Perfect. You'll see this number adjust down here on the amount that you have in your stock as you get like a little bit further into it. For right now, I'm not going to worry about selling too much. We need to get in here and take care of these plants before, yeah, we got watering cycles to take care of. Let's go ahead and roll that on over and make sure that the meter stays ticking. And then on this side, we'll go ahead and do our trimming. Bam, bam, bomb. Looking good. Good little trim sesh right there. And with that, these are all going to be ready for another watering cycle. You can actually double it up. What I found playing this game is if you water, trim, water, if you've got more quality to fill in, it'll actually let you fill in the meter a little bit sooner so you don't feel like you're panicking. But if you trim first, then water, you're missing out on like a watering cycle. And so like, just make sure that you're training somewhat strategically. You don't really have to with low quality plants like these, but once the meter is a lot larger that you have to fill up, you may want to use a tad more strategy as you get further into the game. So we'll go ahead and stop that off right there. It's looking good. And we've got some customers over here that want to buy from us, but like honestly, I'd rather wait till these plants are self-sufficient and don't need any more babysitting before we do anything else. So we'll go ahead and do that, and then we'll hit that with another trim and another water. Looking good. These guys right here, I don't really care what we do with these guys right here. Should be all right. It's looking good to me. That one is already ready to go. Once it reaches half, you can't trim anymore. This one right here probably has one more round, and then we'll sell off the remainder of our stock, make some money, and see if we can bounce around town and be a little bit more successful with our financial situation. We're sitting on $3,500 right now. It's not a small amount of money, but it's not a lot of money either. And so we'll kind of want to get that number up. I'd feel a lot better if our invested capital right now, or at least if our war chest was a little bit higher, because obviously the time period when this is taking place, weed is illegal, which means at some point I can virtually guarantee you we're going to come across rivals that are going to want to sell in this area, and we're going to have to figure out how we want to deal with that. Perfect. Looks good. These guys are ready to go, so we can get back to selling. Let's do this thing. And we don't have a whole lot of weed left right now. It says we have 0 in stock, but I don't know. Cool. Well, apparently we unloaded the entire 150 grams. Decent amount of money. What started as a desperate dream has transformed into something a lot bigger. Not unlike Clyde, who started to grow up in his own way. Super Lemon Haze. Nice. Okay. Let's get it. We've got a new plant. Nice work. We're doing real good, but I don't want to like settle for good. This is Bumps. He's been selling weed here longer than anybody can remember, and he can help us get to that next level. What's good, my guys? Your product's decent, but you got to get it to the right people. I can teach you to understand your customers. All right. How do we do it? The vagrants down at the marketplace might be fine with the Reggie, but the jocks are a little bit more picky. You're going to have to give them some kind of choice. Demographics and market demands, that I understand. Unfortunately, all I can grow is Reggie right now. Man, you guys are amateurs. Like, listen, here's some Super Lemon Haze seeds. Don't say I never gave you nothing. Let's get to it. There's a beach chair in the Caribbean that's got my name on it. Cool. So what we need to do now is we're going to need to expand our little operation. So for 2 Gs, we can make the room a little bit larger, and we can move some plants around. For right now, we've got Reggie doing its thing. I kind of want to wait for the Reggie to get done so that like this row right here will be our Lemon Haze and this row will be our Reggie, but I don't really care like how it goes down. Well, I suppose we could do like a rotation. Yeah, let's hit it up. Let's get it done right now. We'll get the Super Lemon Haze in, and then we'll get all the potting soil going. I guess organization-wise, I can't always get what I want. Perfect. Throw that in right there. Good. Perfect. So this is doing its thing over here. Oh, I don't have the lighting. There we go. Get that started. My bad. That's my fault for not paying attention. There we go. I was going to say, is the watering cycle going to start? Like, it don't got to start, like, right now. But if it would start soon, that'd be kind of cool. I'd be down for it. That's all I'm saying. Let's speed this along because we're going to have a harvest really soon, too. These guys right here are going to be pretty low quality. Later on, we're going to be adjusting, like, the nitrogen and the phosphates and the potassium and everything else in the soil to get, like, a really, really good grow going. But for right now, the quality of our plants is going to be somewhat mediocre, and we're just going to have to learn to live with that. Let's go ahead and get the trimming done over here. Good. And perfect. I almost messed that one up just by not paying attention. Looks really good. Actually, these are a higher quality than our previous plant. These are going to be common quality. Nice. This game uses like a Diablo-style system for your weed growing in order to let you know like what's a good quality and what's a bad quality. What we'll do this time around is we'll rotate through and we'll hydrate them first. We'll trim them, then we'll hydrate them again. We'll try to get it banged out nice and clean. All right. So we got going on over here. Come on, let's get it. Are these guys like done yet? I was gonna say, man, these guys gotta get taken care of. So let's go right there. That dude's ready to go, so we'll trim that one. Get some watering done. Get another little trim done right there. Give it a little tip off the top. Hit this thing with a sweet fade. And there it is. Looking good. We've actually almost maxed out our quality meter already. Your watering will get more effective too as you get like the balance of the soil down, but that's coming shortly. We're not doing that right now. We got a harvest ready to go right over here. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, looking good. Get that water going right there. We maybe got one more water left in us before the trim's going to have to go through on both of these. So I think it'll be okay. Let's go ahead and trim away real fast. Perfect. Hit that right there, and I think that should finish off the meter. Yep, perfect. And so now we got to worry about is trimming. Now we can take some time off if we want to kind of focus on getting everything sold instead of coming up with like a huge batch. Like if it was me, I definitely would not keep like 300 grams of weed in my house. Like that's a mistake. If you got competition or whatever, you think they aren't smart enough to follow you home, maybe take a run at you like, I don't know about that one, but hey, people do things. People do what they do. I might recommend maybe getting some dogs or maybe like a couple people that like chill in the house with you. Like, hey, maybe most people aren't as like skittish as I am. I don't know. Like once you get up to like, if you got like 300, 400 grams in the house, that starts to be the point at which it's worth it. You're getting towards like poundage where somebody can make a considerable amount of money over knocking you over. It just makes me nervous. I don't know. It's like having a wad of like $100 bills. You know what I mean? It's like having $5,000 just sitting in a drawer in your house. It's just like, better not tell anybody about it. I don't know, man. I'm jumpy, though. Get another lovely little trim in here. This is going to be our last go. And then we will be golden. Let's move some of these buds. So this over here, we got him. He wants to buy some Reggie. Yeah, I got you, man. Let's do this thing. I got the Reggie for you. I just wanted to see what that 120 grams. All right. I'm in favor of bulk selling, man. Anything that gets this stuff out of my house faster, all good by me. So we got a little bit of cash right there. We can either make the grow a little bit larger. What do I need to do? I need to harvest 50 grams of super lemon. All right. Sounds dope. I think we can handle that no problem. This guy wants to get like, oop, my bad. There we go. Put the Reggie back. That was my mistake. I drag and dropped it off of our sell area. That's my bad. Didn't mean to. We have no stock right now, so it's being ignored. We can also expand our activity and get another dealer over here if we need to. He wants to buy the remainder. Hey, get you some remainder, man. All good. Our police heat is pretty low right now, which is good. Honestly, it depends what year this is, but they're probably not going to bang you up over weed, man. Like, I don't know. It kind of depends where you're at. If, like, we're in Michigan. I don't know what weed laws are like in Michigan. In California, even before it was legalized, like, the couple years before it got legalized, like, cops didn't really care. Like, it really wasn't considered to be that. Unless you were being like a public nuisance, nobody really gave a shit. But, like, in other places, obviously, it's different. Like, if you're in the South or whatever, kind of more old-fashioned places, you might get yourself in a little bit more trouble. Once again, I'm ignorant. I only know how things go like in California, in the Bay Area. So things are definitely a little bit different over here than they are in some places. Lemon haze is almost good to go. Yeah, let's take this stuff up, man. Let's go. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so we got 150 grams of super lemon going on. Now we got to sell this stuff to the jocks. So the way that we do that is we're going to go out here, and we got to adjust some prices. So, like, if we're selling things over here, what we need to do is we need to drag out the Reggie, and we need to put that in there. And then what we're going to want to do is we want to look at the jocks and what they want. And so, like, the price is pretty low right now. As you can tell from the price rating, it's got a 1.5 multiplier. And so my recommendation would be to adjust that to, what, 18? Adjust that until the price right there says 0. Or you can leave it with a little bit of a bonus. This guy over here is trying to buy at 18. He wants 72 grams. Yeah, go for it, man. Let's get that money. Let's get a couple paper stacks out here. Yup. Got to get that yaper all nice and crisp. Although specifically, this isn't really... I don't think this counts as yaper. I mean, it might. Depends on somebody's definition. Kind of goes person to person. We got nothing else being sold over here? There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Buy the rest of my stock, man. Perfect. Dude, we're sitting on cash money prizes right now. Just made like $1,700 off that batch. Then again, it took us like 6 months to grow. We made like $5 grand a year. That's not a great amount of money for a starting business. I'll be honest with you. That's a little worrisome. Should probably get some growing going. I'll probably get some Reggie moving. Yeah, just plant the Reggie. Do your thing. We'll get the super lemon going over here too. We probably got like one more person that wants to buy over here. I'll unload the rest of the stock to him. Perfect. And so that's got us more or less in the black. He wants us to make $7,500 dealing, though. So, we'll stay on it. We'll keep it moving. We'll keep on trying. I don't think there's any light upgrades right now. There's improved lighting, but it looks like we need to, like, level up our operation before we can make that happen. So let's throw some water on these plants. Douse them down a little bit. And then, obviously, we're going to have some trimming to do, too. It's a relaxing game. I actually really, really like it. It's pretty enjoyable. Maybe it's just like it has to do with hobbies. Like, I haven't really smoked in a really, really long time. I kind of gave it up at the end of, like, not at the end of college, but, like, I don't know. I think it's when I started Twitch and YouTube. It was just like I had things to do all the time, and I'm the kind of person that gets really, really unmotivated when I'm domered. Like, flight school does not do wonders for my ability to, like, focus on the task at hand and get things done. Like, I'm perfectly okay being like, oh, I'll do it later. You know what I mean? And that's not a real healthy attitude to have when you're self-employed like I am. And so I kind of had to give it up. There we go. Perfect. Looks good. Like, once we get all these, like, ready to go, we should more or less hit our target for sales on the next batch. I think it'd be pretty unbelievable if we didn't make, like, 2 to 3 G's off of this. I mean, we're selling pretty low, too. Like, the yields are not what one might expect. Then again, it kind of just depends on, like, how many people are selling, what the quality is that people are selling, like, how much violence there is around it. Like, it's really kind of dependent. So that's all good to go. We'll give that a little trimmy boy right there. This one will be about ready to go, too. Hopefully we get one more water in on each of these. These guys are about ready to go all by their lonesome. It looks like the Reggie actually grows pretty rapidly based on what we're looking for. So I think we're in a really good position right now. We got one more trim on all of those. We got one more water on all of these, which is exactly what I was hoping for. So we'll hit that with a water. We'll kind of light it up right there. And yeah, looks good. I'm pretty happy with what we've got going right now. Oh, we got another trim right there. Let's go ahead and do it. We don't need to do like a double watering cycle on these because they'll be good to go. Gonna finish that off, and then we'll probably have about 2 months till these are done. There we go. Looks good. Those ones are ready to ride, and these ones should be in a similar spot after like 2 more trims, I think. Maybe 1 more trim in all fairness. I don't know. Yeah, they got 1 more trim on them. Dude, I love the music in this game. It's so perfect. Like, whoever thought about doing, like, the lo-fi beats for this game, is a very, very good decision. It increases, like, the relaxation quality of the game pretty considerably. You would almost think we aren't doing anything illegal right now. Cool. So these are all growing on their own right now. This is a good spot for us to break it on off. My name is Splattercat. This game is called Weedcraft Incorporated. It comes out very, very soon, so get the game down below in the description. If you don't know who I am, my name is Splattercat. I'm a variety streamer / content creator here on YouTube who sifts through the pile to find what's worthwhile so you don't have to in the world of indie games. This is Devolver Digital's newest title. I hope you guys have enjoyed it so far. I think it's safe to say that the art, the theme, and everything else are pretty right on the nose. I'll see you in the next episode. Hi, dude. Don't forget to like the video. It helps me out as a content creator a ton. And I will see you all later. Bye.